Welcome to the deep dive. This is where you send us something interesting. Could be an article, a video, whatever's grabbed your attention.
And we dive in, pull out the really compelling bits, the stuff that maybe sparks a new perspective.
Think of it as your shortcut to getting up to speed on something intriguing.
Saves you the sifting, basically.
So today we're looking at something pretty intense, actually. It comes from a YouTube video someone sent in. It's called Las dos veces que Dios estuvo a punto de destruir a la humanidad, which translates roughly to the 2 times God was about to destroy humanity. It's from the channel MD44.
Okay, wow. That's quite a title. So 2 near apocalypses triggered by divine intervention.
Exactly. That's the claim in the video. 2 specific moments where things apparently got really close.
That definitely grabs your attention. The idea that everything could have just ended twice.
Yes.
What could possibly push things that far?
Let's get into the first one the video mentions. It's probably the more familiar story for many people, the Great Flood.
Yeah, the flood narrative. But the source video gives a very specific reason for God's anger leading up to it. It wasn't just general bad behavior.
Okay, tell us more. What's the video's angle on the cause of the corruption?
Well, it talks about these beings, calls them vigilantes of the sky.
Vigilantes of the sky. That's evocative. So who or what were they, according to this source?
The video suggests they interacted with humans, and this interaction, it argues, led to a kind of impurity.
Impurity? How so?
It claims this mixing resulted in a violent race of giants.
Giants, okay. And these giants, or this whole situation, caused problems.
Big problems, according to the video, yeah. Massive violence, cruelty, but also, interestingly, it claims this led to the Earth's resources being completely depleted.
Depleted, like they used everything up.
That's the picture it paints, and it gets darker. The source says things got so bad, humans even turned to cannibalism.
Oh, okay. That's grim.
Definitely. And the video argues that level of depravity, the cannibalism, was sort of the final straw, the point where God decided on, a reset.
But not a total reset, right?
Yeah.
There's Noah.
Exactly. Amidst all this described wickedness, the video highlights Noah. God apparently saw him as righteous.
And the source emphasizes his individual righteousness.
It does. It frames it as the key reason he and his family were spared.
Just him and his close family. The video mentions 7 others were saved along with Noah.
That's right. 8 people in total surviving this global catastrophe out of everyone. It really drives home the scale.
Yeah, just 8. It's hard to even imagine.
And the video draws a lesson from it, suggesting, that one person's faithfulness can actually shield their family from judgment.
That's an interesting takeaway. Individual responsibility having wider consequences.
Kind of, yeah. So that's the first alleged close call.
Okay, so the second one. The video says it's maybe less commonly thought of in this specific context, which caught my eye.
Yes, this one shifts to the New Testament, specifically the Garden of Gethsemane or the Mount of Olives during Jesus' arrest.
Right. I remember the scene. Peter tries to defend Jesus, pulls out a sword.
And cuts off the ear of one of the guards, yeah. A Roman centurion, the source specifies.
A very dramatic moment. But the video focuses on Jesus' reaction to Peter.
Exactly. Jesus tells him to put the sword away. And then he asks Peter something like, do you think I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels?
12 legions. Okay, what's the significance the video pulls from that specific phrase?
Well, it really leans into the number, 12 legions. The source interprets this as God the Father literally having this massive angelic army poised, ready to intervene instantly if Jesus just gave the word.
An army just waiting. It makes you picture it, doesn't it? These angels watching their Lord, the Son of God, being arrested, mistreated.
The video really tries to convey that sense of potential energy, this immense power held in check. And to give a sense of scale, it brings up another biblical story.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
It references an account where just one angel is said to have wiped out. I think the number they use is around 87,000 soldiers in one go.
87,000 from one angel. Okay, that puts things in perspective.
Right. It highlights the kind of power we're talking about. So then extrapolate that. The video does the math. A Roman legion was about 6,000 soldiers, 12 legions.
That's in 72,000 angels, 72,000 beings, each potentially capable of that kind of destruction.
Exactly. And the video argues that if Jesus had asked, if God had given the command, humanity could have been, and I think the video's words were something like shredded and devastated.
Shredded and devastated. Wow. So the implication is that annihilation was incredibly close at that moment.
That's the core argument, yes. That humanity was dangling by a thread, and only Jesus' restraint, his commitment to the plan, prevented total destruction by this angelic force.
It's a different view, isn't it? We usually focus on the sacrifice, the peace message.
We do. But this source forces you to confront the idea of the immense power that was consciously not used. It brings up that other aspect of the divine.
And it connects that back to the overall nature of God.
Yes, it acknowledges Jesus as this figure of peace and compassion, but reminds the viewer of descriptions of God as a, quote, consuming fire. It explicitly links this potential Gethsemane event back to the flood.
Saying both show that capacity for, well, overwhelming destruction.
Precisely. And it emphasizes the scale again. Just like only 8 survived the flood, the video suggests a similar near-total wipeout was possible at Jesus' arrest. It wasn't just about saving Jesus himself, it was potentially about unleashing something catastrophic on everyone else.
So the takeaway there is that our continuing existence is, well, down to mercy and a divine plan.
According to this source, yes. Divine love, mercy, and a specific plan for salvation held back the destruction in that instance.
A powerful framing.
Yeah.
Both instances, the flood and this potential angelic intervention, paint a picture of just immense power.
And human fragility in the face of it.
So wrapping up, the video presents these 2 dramatic moments. The near total cleansing of the flood, saved only by Noah's family.
And the arrest of Jesus, where, according to the source, 72,000 angels were ready to unleash devastation, held back only by Jesus' choice.
And the core message running through the video seems to be about humanity's maybe smallness compared to this divine power and just how close things came.
It really drives home that sense of having dodged a bullet, so to speak. Twice.
Which leaves us and you with something to think about, doesn't it?
It does. If you accept the premise of this immense power, this capacity for destruction described in the source, what does that imply about divine patience? About why intervention happens, or maybe more often, why it doesn't?
Something to definitely mull over. Thanks for exploring that with us. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.